The purple spears rained down from the void like a storm of needles made of pure destruction energy. The sound was deafening. It sounded like a million sheets of glass breaking at the same time. The air in the destroyed palace became so hot that the stone floor started to melt into red liquid. Gogeta stood in the middle of this deadly rain. He did not move. He did not blink. His eyes, glowing with the silver light of ultra instinct, looked up at the attack. He took a deep breath. The air tasted like ozone and burnt metal. He raised his hands above his head. A barrier of blue and gold energy formed around him. It was a round shield. It looked like a bubble of hope in a world of darkness. The first spear hit the barrier. Bam! The ground shook. The barrier rippled like water in a pond. Then the second spear hit. Then the third. Then 100 spears hit at once. The noise was unbearable. If a normal human were there, their ears would have burst. Gogeta gritted his teeth. He could feel the weight of the Grand Priest's attack. It was heavy. It felt like a planet was resting on his shoulders. The Grand Priest was floating high above, looking down with cold eyes. He pointed his finger down, pushing the attack harder. The purple spears glowed brighter. They were trying to break the shield. They wanted to tear Gogeta apart. Inside the barrier, Gogeta focused his mind. He was two people, Goku and Vegeta. But right now, he was one warrior. He felt Vegeta's anger burning like a fire. He felt Goku's calmness flowing like a river. He mixed them together. He pushed his energy out. He shouted. The shout was loud and deep. The blue barrier expanded. It grew bigger and bigger. It pushed the purple spears away. Some of the spears shattered into dust. Some of them were deflected and hit the floating rocks in the distance, blowing them up. Gogeta dropped the barrier. He did not want to just defend. He wanted to attack. He flew up. He moved so fast that he left a trail of gold light behind him. He looked like a shooting star flying upward against the rain of purple death. The Grand Priest saw him coming. The Grand Priest frowned. He swiped his hand through the air. A wall of invisible force slammed into Gogeta. It was like running into a mountain that you could not see. Gogeta stopped in midair. He felt his ribs creak. The force was crushing him, but Gogeta smiled. It was the cocky smile of Vegeta. "Is that all you have?" Gogeta asked. His voice echoed through the void. Gogeta spun his body. He generated a wind so strong it cut through the invisible wall. He continued his flight toward the Grand Priest. He pulled his right arm back. A ball of blue energy formed in his hand. It was swirling with small galaxies inside it. It was the Big Bang attack, but mixed with the Kamehameha. "Big Bang! Kamehameha!" Gogeta yelled. He thrust his hand forward. The beam that shot out was massive. It was blue, wide and crackling with yellow lightning. It tore through the void. It evaporated the rest of the purple spears instantly. The Grand Priest opened his eyes wide. He had to move. He teleported to the left. The beam missed him, but just barely. It grazed his shoulder. The fabric of his blue outfit burned away. A patch of his skin turned red. The beam continued into the darkness of the void. It flew for miles and miles until it hit a large cluster of debris. The explosion was silent at first because it was so far away. Then, a blinding white light filled the entire dimension. Seconds later, the shockwave hit them. It blew the Grand Priest's hair back. It made his clothes flap wildly in the wind. The Grand Priest looked at his shoulder. He touched the burn mark. His hand was trembling. It was not fear. It was rage. Pure, unadulterated rage. He looked at Gogeta. Gogeta was floating a few 100 feet away, arms crossed, waiting. "You are annoying," the Grand Priest said softly. His voice was low, but it carried a terrifying weight. "You are a mistake. Mortals should not have this power. You break the rules of nature. Go-Getter shrugged. We don't care about your rules. We care about saving our home. You betrayed Zeno. You betrayed everyone. You are the one who broke the rules. The Grand Priest's eyes started to glow. Not the usual purple glow. This was different. It was a black light. It was the color of a void that had no bottom. The halo around his neck, which was usually light blue, turned dark grey. It cracked. A dark energy started to leak out of his body. It looked like thick black smoke or ink. It dripped from his fingers. It swirled around his feet. The air became cold, freezing cold. Ice started to form on the floating rocks. I did not want to do this, the Grand Priest said. I wanted to keep my perfect form. But you leave me no choice. I will show you the true power of an angel who has abandoned the light. The Grand Priest screamed. It was not a scream of pain. It was a scream of power being released. The black smoke exploded outward. It covered the entire view. Go-Getter had to cover his face with his arms. The pressure was intense. It felt like gravity had increased by 1,000 times. Go-Getter dropped a few feet in the air because he couldn't stay afloat easily. When the smoke cleared, the Grand Priest had changed. He was taller. His skin was pale white, almost transparent. His eyes were completely black with tiny red pupils. He had 2 large wings on his back, but they were not feathered wings. They were made of black energy that looked like sharp blades. His clothes were gone, replaced by armor made of dark shadows. He looked like a demon god. This is my fallen form, the Grand Priest said. His voice sounded like 2 pieces of metal grinding together. In this form, I do not create. I only destroy. Go-Getter unfolded his arms. He looked serious now. The playfulness was gone. He could sense the energy. It was evil. It was ancient. It felt like the opposite of life. Ready, Go-Getter whispered to himself. He charged forward. He threw a punch at the Grand Priest's face. The Grand Priest did not dodge. He caught Go-Getter's fist. He caught it with one hand. The impact made a boom that shook the void, but the Grand Priest did not move an inch. He squeezed Go-Getter's fist. Go-Getter grimaced in pain. He tried to pull his hand back, but he couldn't. It was stuck in an iron grip. The Grand Priest smiled, revealing sharp teeth. Too slow. The Grand Priest used his other hand to chop Go-Getter in the neck. It was a fast, brutal strike. Go-Getter's eyes rolled back for a second. He felt a sharp pain shoot down his spine. His vision went blurry. The Grand Priest then kicked Go-Getter in the stomach. Go-Getter folded in half. He coughed up spit. He flew backward, crashing through 3 different floating boulders before stopping. Go-Getter shook his head. He tried to focus. This guy is strong, he thought. Vegeta's voice inside his head was screaming. Don't give up, Kakarot. Hit him harder. Goku's voice was saying. We need to find an opening. Go-Getter flew back into the fight. He used instant transmission. He appeared behind the Grand Priest. He tried to kick him in the head. The Grand Priest ducked without looking. He grabbed Go-Getter's leg and slammed him onto an invisible floor. Then he dragged him through the air and threw him into the remains of the palace foundation. Go-Getter crashed into the stone. He lay there for a moment. His fusion vest was torn. He had bruises on his arms. He stood up slowly. He wiped blood from his lip. Okay, Go-Getter said. Time to get serious. He started to power up. The silver aura of Ultra Instinct flared up mixed with the gold of the Super Saiyan. The ground shook. Debris started to float up around him. He screamed, powering up to his absolute limit. He was pushing the fusion to its breaking point. He flew at the Grand Priest again. This time, he was faster. He landed a punch on the Grand Priest's chest, then a kick to the side, then an elbow to the face. The Grand Priest stumbled back. Go-Getter didn't let up. He unleashed a flurry of punches. Tat, 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 tat. His fists were a blur. Each hit created a small explosion of light. The Grand Priest was being pushed back. Gogeta finished the combo with a spin kick that sent the Grand Priest flying downward. Gogeta put his hands together. A ball of rainbow energy appeared. It was the Stardust Breaker. He threw it. The ball hit the Grand Priest and exploded in a massive column of sparkling light. Did we get him? Gogeta wondered. The light faded. The Grand Priest was standing there. He had some scratches, but he was laughing. He brushed off his shoulder. Is that it? The Grand Priest asked. Is that the best the ultimate mortal can do? Suddenly, Gogeta felt a strange sensation. His body felt like it was being pulled apart. The aura around him flickered. He looked at his hands. They were becoming transparent. Oh no, Gogeta said. The power. It was too much. The fusion time had not run out yet. It had only been 10 minutes. But the power of Ultra Instinct combined with the fusion was burning through their energy too fast. The timer was broken. Gogeta tried to hold it together. He tried to stay fused, but it was like trying to hold water in his hands. The light enveloped him. There was a flash. When the flash cleared, Gogeta was gone. In his place, Goku and Vegeta were falling through the air. They were separate again. They looked exhausted. They were back in their base forms. Their hair was black. They were breathing hard, gasping for air. They hit the ground with a thud. Vegeta tried to stand up, but his legs were shaking. He fell back down. Damn it, Vegeta cursed. We didn't finish him. Goku rolled onto his back. He looked up at the dark void. I have no energy left, Vegeta, Goku whispered. I can't even turn Super Saiyan. The Grand Priest descended slowly. He landed in front of them. He looked like a giant shadow looming over them. His black wings cast a darkness over the two Saiyans. The game is over, the Grand Priest said. You fought well, better than I expected, but you are still just mortals. You have limits. I have none. He raised his hand. A ball of black destruction energy formed in his palm. It was crackling with red lightning. It was enough energy to erase them both completely. Goodbye, Son Goku. Goodbye, Prince Vegeta. Goku closed his eyes. He didn't have the strength to move. He waited for the end. But the end did not come. Stop, a high-pitched voice shouted. The Grand Priest paused. He looked up. Floating above them was future Zeno. The little king looked angry. He had flown down from his safe spot. He was hovering between the Grand Priest and the Saiyans. Get out of the way, Zeno, the Grand Priest said coldly. You are no longer the king. You are just a nuisance. No, future Zeno shouted. You are bad. You are mean. I will erase you. Future Zeno raised his small hands. He prepared to use his erase ability. Squish, he yelled. Nothing happened. The Grand Priest laughed. It was a cruel, mocking laugh. Did you think that would work? I have absorbed the power of the original Zeno. I have rewritten the laws of this multiverse. Your erasure does not work on me anymore. I am above you. Future Zeno looked at his hands in confusion. Why? Why isn't it working? Because you are obsolete, the Grand Priest said. He waved his hand. A blast of wind hit future Zeno. The little king was blown backwards. He tumbled through the air and crashed into a pile of rubble. Zeno-sama, Goku yelled. He tried to crawl toward the little king. The Grand Priest turned his attention back to Goku and Vegeta. Now where were we? Ah yes, extinction. He prepared the blast again. Suddenly, a massive red blur slammed into the Grand Priest from the side. It was Jiren. Jiren had woken up. He was badly hurt. His uniform was torn to shreds. One of his eyes was swollen shut, but his spirit was not broken. He had used the last drop of his energy to tackle the Grand Priest. "Run!" Jiren yelled at Goku and Vegeta. "Get out of here." The Grand Priest looked annoyed. He grabbed Jiren by the head. He lifted him up. "You persist? You are like a cockroach." The Grand Priest charged energy into his hand to blast Jiren's face. Jiren struggled, kicking his legs, but he was too weak to break free. Just then, a strange light appeared in the distance. It was coming from the direction of the palace dungeon. It was a bright, white light. It was pure and holy. It pierced through the darkness of the Grand Priest's fallen form. The Grand Priest stopped. He looked toward the light. "What is that?" From the rubble of the palace, two figures emerged. They were glowing. It was Vados and Margarita. The chains that bound them were broken. And they were not alone. Behind them were the other angels. Whis was there. Korn was there. Goose was there. All 12 angels stood together. They had broken free. The Grand Priest had locked their powers, but the destruction of the palace by Gogeta's attack had damaged the mechanism that held them. The seal was broken. Their staffs were glowing. They looked serious. They looked angry. Wise stepped forward. His face was usually calm and playful, but now it was stern. There was no smile. "Father," Whis said. His voice was calm but firm. "This ends now." The Grand Priest dropped Jiren. Jiren fell to the floor, gasping for air. The Grand Priest turned to face his children. "You think you can stop me?" the Grand Priest asked. "I taught you everything you know. I am your creator. I am stronger than all of you combined." Whis raised his staff. "Perhaps," Whis said, "but we are not alone. We serve justice, and you have lost your way." The angels spread out. They formed a circle around the Grand Priest. They raised their staffs high. A barrier of white light formed, trapping the Grand Priest inside. It was an angelic containment field. Goku watched from the ground. "Whis," he whispered. Vegeta sat up, holding his arm. "About time they showed up," he grumbled. The Grand Priest looked at the barrier. He touched it. It burned his hand. He hissed, "You ungrateful children. You dare to trap your own father." "We are doing this for the balance of the multiverse," Vados said. Her voice was sad. "You have become a monster." The Grand Priest laughed. "A monster? No, I am a god, and this little cage cannot hold me." He flared his black aura. He punched the barrier. The barrier cracked. The angels struggled to hold it. They were shaking. "He is too strong," Margarita yelled. "We can't hold him for long." Whis looked at Goku. "Goku," Whis shouted. "We can only hold him for a few minutes. You must leave. You must go and find a way to defeat him." Goku looked at Whis. "But where can we go? He is everywhere." "Go to the time chamber," Whis yelled. "Use the distraction. Train. Find the power that lies beyond. Only a mortal who surpasses the gods can finish this." Goku nodded. He understood. He looked at Vegeta. "Can you move?" Vegeta stood up, his legs shaking. "I can move, Kakarot. Let's go." Goku looked at Jiren. Jiren was trying to stand up too. "Come on, Jiren," Goku said. Jiren shook his head. "No, I will stay. I will help the angels hold the barrier. If he escapes, someone needs to slow him down." "But you'll die," Goku said. Jiren smiled. It was a small, rare smile. "Strength is used to protect. Go. You are the hope." Goku hesitated. He didn't want to leave Jiren, but he knew Jiren was right. He grabbed Vegeta's arm. He looked at future Zeno, who was hiding behind a rock. "Zeno-sama, come here," Goku said. Future Zeno flew over quickly. He grabbed Goku's leg. Goku put 2 fingers to his forehead. He focused on the energy of Earth. Far away in Universe 7, he found the faint energy of Piccolo. "Take care, everyone," Goku whispered. Pop. Goku, Vegeta, and the future Zeno vanished. In the void, the Grand Priest roared. He smashed the barrier again. A large crack appeared. The angels were sweating. They were using all their power just to keep him inside. Jiren stood up. He stood next to Whis. He raised his fists. "I will fight until my last breath," Jiren said. Whis looked at Jiren. "You are a brave warrior, Jiren. Let us hope Goku and Vegeta can find the answer in time." Back on Earth, at the lookout, Piccolo was meditating. Suddenly, Goku, Vegeta, and Zeno appeared out of thin air. They collapsed on the tiles. Piccolo opened his eyes. He was shocked. "Goku, Vegeta, what happened? Why is the Omni-King here?" Goku looked up, his face covered in dirt and blood. "Piccolo, we lost. The Grand Priest. He is unstoppable." Then they ran out from the temple. He saw the injuries. He hurried over to heal them. Vegeta sat up, angry. "We didn't lose. We just retreated. There is a difference." Goku let Dende heal his wounds. The warm light made him feel better, but his heart was heavy. He looked at the sky. He knew that far away, his friends were fighting a losing battle. He knew the angels and Jiren were risking their lives to buy him time. "We need to get stronger," Goku said. "We need to go beyond Ultra Instinct. We need to go beyond everything." Piccolo looked confused. "Beyond Ultra Instinct? Is that even possible?" "I don't know," Goku said. He clenched his fist. "But we have to try. We're said to use the time chamber, but the regular time chamber won't be enough. We need something better." Vegeta looked at Goku. "The hyperbolic time chamber has a limit, Kakarot. We have used it too many times." Goku thought for a moment. Then he remembered something. He looked at future Zeno. "Zeno-sama," Goku said, "do you have any magic that can help us train? A place where time is different?" Future Zeno blinked his teary eyes. He sniffled. I know a place. It is the void of timelessness. It is where I used to play hide and seek with the guards. Time does not move there. 1 second outside is like 1,000 years inside." Vegeta's eyes went wide. 1,000 years? That's insane. Our bodies would age and die before we finished training. Future Zeno shook his head. "No, you do not age there. Only your mind and your power grow. Your body stays the same." Goku stood up. "That's it. That's perfect. We can train for as long as we need without getting old." Vegeta crossed his arms. "And how do we get there?" Future Zeno pointed his finger. "I can open a door, but I am weak now. I can only keep it open for a short time." Goku looked at Vegeta. "Are you ready, Vegeta? This might be the hardest training of our lives. We might be in there for centuries. We might go crazy." Vegeta smirked. He stood up, fully healed by Dende. "I have lived in hell before, Kakarot. A few centuries with you is a nightmare, but if it means I can crush that Grand Priest, I will do it." Goku nodded. He looked at Piccolo. "Piccolo, tell Gohan and the others to be ready. If the Grand Priest escapes, he will come for Universe 7 first. Protect the Earth." Piccolo nodded sternly. "I will defend this planet with my life. Go." Future Zeno raised his hands. He concentrated. A small portal opened in the air. It was a swirl of white and blue light. It looked peaceful. Goku took a deep breath. He stepped toward the portal. He looked back one last time at the blue sky of Earth. He hoped he would see it again. "Let's go, Vegeta." The two Saiyans stepped into the portal. Future Zeno followed them. The portal closed behind them with a soft zip. The lookout was quiet again. Meanwhile, back in the world of void, the barrier was shattering. The Grand Priest let out a massive roar. The sound shattered the angelic containment field completely. The angels were blown backwards, which hit the ground hard. Bardos crashed into a rock. Jiren was knocked unconscious again. The Grand Priest stood free, his black wings spread wide. He looked around. He saw that Goku and Vegeta were gone. He smiled, a terrible, evil smile. They ran away, the Grand Priest said. He looked at the fallen angels. You foolish children, you gave them a head start. But it does not matter. There is nowhere to hide. He looked at the vast emptiness of the multiverse. I will hunt them down, the Grand Priest declared. And while I look for them, I will have some fun. I will start by erasing the universes one by one, starting with Universe 7. He raised his hand. A giant ball of black energy began to form. It was bigger than a planet. It was bigger than a sun. Let the true era of darkness begin. The screen fades to black as the Grand Priest's laughter echoes through the void. Goku and Vegeta have entered a new dimension to train. But will they finish in time? Can the Earth survive the Grand Priest's wrath while they are gone? The stakes have never been higher. What will happen in the timeless void? Find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Super, The Grand Priest's Betrayal.